So when I heard that there was a new Zorro reboot coming out in this 2024, my reaction was a plain and simple, but why? I mean, didn't we already have the amazing Antonio Banderas movie and the not to be mentioned sequel? Why do we need another one, especially in this day and age when we have so many other pop culture things that we can replicate? Although I am glad to say I was wrong. Zorro 2024 is actually good. The story begins with Alejandro de la Vega defending his ranch against some masked intruders. He is holding his own, but they are clearly stronger than him. And then he gets some help from Zorro, the native Zorro. And Zorro, the native, helps Alejandro, and they both defeat the masked intruders. Zorro then leaves Alejandro, and Alejandro tries to go in to clear everything up, but then gets shot by one of the masked intruders that was hiding in his house. The story then shifts into Zorro's perspective. We see him being chased down by the military, and he tries to hide in a church, but the military follow his blood trail into the church. Then they oppress the people out of there who were trying to hide Zorro, and then they set the church on fire as per the orders of the governor. And the governor is presented to just be an evil douchebag, but he's played very classy like. Native Zorro then jumps off the church building, having faith that the spirit of Zorro will move on to another. Now, these events are actually what kickstarts Zorro 2024, starting with the origin of the titular Zorro. The story follows Diego de la Vega, our Zorro. He's smart, charismatic, but my first initial impression of him was, my god, this guy has like a real baby face thing going on. How are they going to actually make Diego de la Vega look imposing? I mean, he just looks too, how do I say? Yeah, that is too baby faced for the role. So I was quite like, oh my god, is he going to look this awkward in the suit? And at first he actually does. I was like, what the hell is this? Why does it look as if the suit is bigger than him? But thankfully throughout the show he gets a new drip, and that drip is promising. The new suit looks better than the old. The old suit, it just felt like a whole thing of the past, and the new one that actually not only fits the new Zorro persona, but the personality that Diego has. Like, he's Zorro, but also he's a gentleman. The fight scenes, including Zorro, are also done very well. Like, anytime Zorro comes into a scene, you can already tell what kind of moves he's going to be making. It's not at any point, not he's going to do like 15 backflips. Zorro comes into a scene and he's all mysterious. He's lots of spinning and turning, but definitely a lot of fencing. I did not know I had such respect for fencing as much as this show showed me I did. I was like, wow, fencing actually looks quite difficult. And this was like the first time I've seen fencing in a very long time in media, because in most modern media now it's either, guns or hand-to-hand combat, like punches and kicks, and I was like, oh wow, there is another type of fighting, technique. It has like a compelling love story going on, and as well as the whole plot of trying to find the revenge of, who killed his father. Now, one thing I actually really liked that the show did was that it showed that the elites are actually quite afraid of Zorro. I mean, I think anyone would be afraid of a masked man, like in all black, just appearing in your house, like, yo, what's up? I think anybody will scream for, like, Jesus is Lord. But Zorro, basically, in this show, Zorro basically stands as, the man of the people. The show also gives Zorro some, spiritual allies. We see a fox who basically guides him now and here where he needs to be. And we also get, the horse that shows up whenever, Zorro is in trouble or, needs a ride quickly out of there. He just is like, his private boat diver. Another thing I enjoyed was that when Zorro, chooses to keep someone alive, he marks them. He gives them, the iconic Z, and he does it like on their bare skin, like it bleeds. Zorro also gets better as the show gets along. Of course, like, I wish they did more of a training scene in the first episode, by showing, how exactly he became, Zorro enough to be able to get in and out of buildings. But they show just some small clips of him practicing something like that in the military, and then other than that, like, we get to see at least him sword fighting, him fencing. So yeah, the show does a very good job, and they also do a great job of setting up for season 2. We have the introduction of an imposter into the family of Zorro. We have someone from his father's past. We have Zorro trying to find out what his father, like another side of what his father was involved in, and if his father was truly a good person. And yeah, we have so many, cliffhangers for season 2. Not too many cliffhangers, but just enough to be like, okay, I could see myself watching the season 2, and I can't wait for it if it comes out. Now I want to put this segment to beg the writers to please, on God, let there be a season two. Like I cannot stress enough how tired I am of watch getting so into a show. Like the characters being like, oh my God, this is so. You guys are doing everything so right, and then just to hear that one thing happened, another thing happened, and then the show is cancelled. That is the worst, and it's really it just puts a dampening on people that like to enjoy series season by season. Then again, it's better. I think I would actually rather it get cancelled than for it to get progressively worse. That's what happened to the TV show Heroes. That show was just unwatchable by the end of it. Thank you guys for listening, and I will drop another video soon. Thank you very much, and do check out Zorro. Please let me know your thoughts, like, comment, and subscribe. Have a nice one. Bye.